Hey guys, so a new series yesterday or Thursday, 9th of September came out on Netflix called The Imperfects. Imperfects. Called The
The
Imperfects.
Imperfects, yeah.
It sounds weird when I'm saying it, but
I know,
it's right.
it was quite hard to pronounce it because I never heard of that in that kind of way, but yeah.
So I sadly haven't had the chance to watch it yet, but Grace has finished watching it, so she's going to give you guys her non-spoiler review on this series, as I'm sure a lot of you are going to watch it over the weekend. After Grace has given you her review, I will, however, give my thoughts on whether this still sounds like something I'd like to watch and something I'd enjoy. So stay tuned for both. But before we begin, please remember to give this video a like if you like this review and subscribe to the Debate Hub. So the plot is, after undergoing an experiment that gives them monstrous side effects, Abby, Tilda, and Joanne join forces to find the scientists responsible and a cure. Right, over to Grace.
Right. So I think it's really good because it's very different compared to other like shows that are based on like monsters or sci-fi, because they're based on like these kids turning into creatures that are not really much shown in like in film or TV shows. So it's quite interesting. They each like have superpowers. Some can change into a natural monster. Some have like abilities that are very similar to other monsters. So it's really interesting. And this show has great twists, and it gets you going about like what's happening. It's a simple plot really. It's about like trying to find out why they turn into monsters or how by this experiment. And at first you get really confused. There is some like confusing parts that I got lost on, like why or how, but then it comes a bit clearer in the end, or you kind of actually understand why by a few characters. And is that the guy's name is actually Huang, because I think he's Mexican, I think. And
Okay.
just to let you know, it's not Chan, it's Huang, just to let you
Okay,
know.
I said Joanne.
So you hear that a lot in the show. But yeah, they're both great characters, and they have different personalities as well. So it's quite great, like mixing them up a bit, because one of them is quite uptight, one of them is just cool and just like messes around a bit, and the other one is very artistic. So you get to see that in the show. Just nice to see different characters blend together and how like they make up things in different situations. And there's a lot of humor, and there's like a few humor in it. So yeah, I think it's really good, the show, because I think it's like a fresh start. I think the actors are sort of newish, so I think I just got a sense from like how they acted in the show, but I think they do a really great job, and like everything else. So I would definitely say this is a worth watching show, definitely. And the ending is good. It's I'm not gonna say anything much, but I would say it leaves you wanting more.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, the CGI is good as well. I think just everything is good. And the character arcs are perfect. Like we get to see, like there's so many things that happen, like fights or a lot of things or a little bit of death, just well, basically like a lot of death, but like how it affects like those characters we're watching, and we just see how it can devastate them, or like how it actually changes the character. So it's just interesting. It works perfectly, the story. And yeah, I definitely will recommend this.
So I
And
have
I
to
think
ask,
yeah.
I saw that it was a horror TV series, and is it a horror? Is it scary?
Well, I'm used to horror, so I'm kind of
Okay,
I
but how
wouldn't say
about for someone like me who absolutely
um
hates horror and only likes a little bit, like very little, minimal? What?
I would say I would say it has the kind of like cliche of a horror, because like there's monsters, there's gonna be blood, but I wouldn't say you see not all of it. You see like like monsters like actually killing people, but like visually, but like Chicago Med, when you say you can't stand like looking at body parts being open up. Yeah, there is going to be like a few scenes about that.
Okay, that's fine. That doesn't sound too horror for me, so
No,
that's fine.
you're just going to give it a try. I'll tell you what, episode 1, if you can survive that, then you survive the rest.
Why is it always episode 1? Like episode
Because
1 is always like the
episode
worst.
1 is just I think episode 1 is just a warning to everyone. If it's going to be like this, it's going to be worse for the others. So if you can't stand it, don't watch it. But
Can we talk about the different creatures? I mean, I know there's a Chupacabra, a Succubus,
that's
and a
one.
Banshee.
So a Banshee, that's Tilda. She's basically can like hear every sound, and she can actually make like a high-pitched voice, which so that's quite a interesting gift, although kind of a curse. And Abby, she's kind of like a succubus, so she can basically gives out a scent that can make people attract to her, and she can bend them to their will. So that's also an interesting power, but at the same time we can see how it can be a curse for some of them. And you could see how they try not to use their powers, but at the same time they have to for greater good. And it's pretty interesting how each of their powers changes their personality and how they affected their life. So it's quite interesting seeing like how it will affect us in our lives. Like what will we do if we were in such situation? Because it's basically like wanting to be a superhero. Like if you got powers, what would you do? Would you get rid of them or would you keep them? And also it kind of gives off the theme of like who is the actual monster? Is it people who actually got gifts or powers, or is it like someone who created them? It's interesting like how we see like it's not just like the kids who turn into monsters are like the vicious monsters as we see in films, but or it could be like people who act viciously towards others, like maybe the guy who experimented on them. It's basically thinking like who was a monster, Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster. It's kind of like that. And it's we've seen it like in these other shows, like who, like is it the looks or is the action? It's always the actions that like portray as a villain. And and we kind of get that throughout a lot of the episodes. But it's pretty interesting.
That is a very interesting point, actually. So I've never even thought about that. You know, like you only think about it like when you watch the show, but then like I completely forgot. Like, you know, I can't think of any shows at the moment. But that is really interesting, actually, to know.
Yeah. I have to admit, there were some bits I felt like I was a little lost. I think because like some of the scenes were a bit like I felt like they were missing some scenes, but then it gets explained later on, so it's all right. And I'm not a very good expert on science, so they taught a lot of science. So if you're an expert, you'll be fine. Otherwise, get ready for a roller coaster ride of like genes and biology.
So not really talking about the ending, but sort of talking about the ending without any spoilers. So you said it was a great ending, which was amazing because we all want great endings. We don't want like a stupid ending. So I've got to ask, did it end on like a cliffhanger so that it'd lead maybe towards season 2 or?
I think they, I don't want to spoil, but they
okay, just a yes or no then.
they left it on a cliffhanger.
Okay, cool.
Well,
I'm quite interested because Chupacabra, I mean, I've only seen that in Scooby-Doo, so that would be amazing.
So anything Scooby-Doo related, you just I actually mean it's a little bit like Scooby-Doo, like doing like a monster hunt in a way, but just good.
Banshee? I don't remember seeing a Banshee anywhere.
Actually,
Maybe I have.
I think there was one in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I might be wrong, but it's basically, so in mythology, it's a witch that has a high pitched voice that anyone who hears it means like they're going to die or they're near to their death. So yeah.
I mean, I've blocked out The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and I never finished it, so who knows?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, this show to watch, that show. Nuh-uh.
And
And
Succubus, I'm really interested to see Succubus because I absolutely
yeah.
loved Lost Girl, and really don't get to see Succubuses a lot as well. I mean, you don't get to see all of them, but
No.
yeah. So I'm really interested still to see it, especially knowing that the ending is positive, ended positively. So that is a big tick on my checklist of whether to watch it or not. But yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, definitely watch it. I think you really would enjoy it. Yeah, that's my review today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you hope what I said intrigues you to watch it. Please, but I would definitely recommend just give it a try, and yeah, it'd be great. And before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell down below. Leave a comment on your thoughts on the show if you have watched it, about who's your favorite character, what was your favorite scene, and what are your hopes for season 2, like if they're ever going to do one. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and read our website. Has information about us. And yes, please subscribe. It will mean a lot to us. And watch the Imperfects. It would definitely be the highlight of your day. Until next time, bye.
Bye.